Mr. Eggplant presents.
Hey guys, Tyler here, and thank you for checking out this video. We are back here talking about some more Marksman Hunter talent tree changes in the alpha for Dragonflight. So I'm really excited to share this video with you guys today, and then also I will not be posting a video every single time that there are alpha or beta changes. However, I thought this was a nice follow-up, if you will, to my first couple of videos. The first one being my wish list for what I wanted to see out of Dragonflight Marksman Hunters, and then my first impressions video. Both of those links will be in the description of this video or in the pinned comment. I would encourage you guys to go check those out. But for those of you viewers or players that got into the alpha, I unfortunately did not. But thank you so much for giving some quality feedback to Blizzard. They're clearly already listening to the glaring holes and problems that the first iteration of the talent trees showed. And so there's some nice quality of life changes here. There are abilities that are being flat out removed, some point consolidations, and then a couple of abilities that are going from the general area of the Hunter build over into the Marksman Hunter only talent tree, which I'm super stoked about. So be sure and subscribe to me here on YouTube and follow me over at Twitch at twitch.tv/Mr. Eggplant. Getting very close to 5,000 subscribers here on YouTube. But the reason I asked you to do that is if I end up getting into the alpha eventually or the beta, I will be streaming that quite a bit, and I would encourage you guys to hang out with me. So to do that and to get those notifications, just simply subscribe or follow, whatever's free on the platform you're checking me out on. So anyway, let's go ahead and dive into the feedback and then kind of bounce back and forth with the calculator. This is written as of 2 days ago, as of the 17th of July, but these are all changes from feedback from players. So again, thank you so much if you are one of those players that are giving this great feedback. So some of these don't really matter to us as marksmen. For example, like this min pet ability where it's just been reduced to 2 points because we most likely won't have our pet out unless we're using intimidation for a stun or we are lusting for some reason. So one of the other abilities was Scare Beast, which is more of a PvP ability, honestly, at least when I actually use it. So they removed it. I should say they didn't remove it. They moved the ability, so it's probably most likely going to be an offshoot, kind of like how Quick Load is over here or like Viper's Venom, because otherwise you basically have to take it or spend a bunch of points to get back to the Stampede, Beastmaster area of the general talent tree, which most Beastmastery hunters will most likely be going, so they kind of have like a wasted talent there. Then there's just going to be a placeholder there for now that just gives you agility. That's obviously not going to stick around. One of the main things for Marksman Hunter, though, is Chimera Shot, which is down here in the class tree, has actually been moved, and it will be moved into the Marksman only tree. Super stoked about that. And they have updated some of the information, so that's always nice, and thank you to all the people who put all that hard work in over at Wowhead to make sure that these are looking as nice as they are. But the Chimera Shot will replace Arcane Shot now. It was actually just going to be a standalone ability, but now it acts the way it does in current game, and then it'll still do its frost and nature damage. It'll be moved somewhere towards the top of the Marksman Hunter talent tree, which means we'll be able to get 2 target cleave relatively easy without having to waste all these points to get down here. And then it does allow us, for example here, if we want to pick Barrage, I hope it goes back to the way it was in Legion. That's still one of the things on my wish list, but it allows us to go ahead and pick like Keen Eyesight, Barrage, Master Marksman, and then come down here without having to waste a point on Chimera Shot if we're only doing a single target fight, for example. So we'll come back over here. So Master Marksman will now work for melee crits as well. So for my Year of the Spear friends, it is actually down, where is it? Down here, there we go. Right now it's just for ranged special attacks, which doesn't make much sense if they're going to be keeping that on the general tab. If they're not going to make it marksman only, it should not be down here to where survival gets 0 use out of it. So that's a nice quality of life change for my survival friends. And then also Death Chakram will now do all damage taken increase by 10% and not just physical damage, because right now if you want to read this here, enemy struck with your Death Chakram take 10% more physical damage from you and your pet for 10 seconds. Okay, that's great, but now in our kit as a marksman, for example, Explosive Shot does fire damage, not physical. Let's see, if we take Chimera Shot, that's going to do frost and nature, not physical. And if you're picking Wailing Arrow, that's shadow damage. None of those are physical. So because of that, I know that in this little write-up they talk about making it more competitive for survival hunters, but it's going to be a nice quality of life upgrade from what we currently have as Death Chakram in Shadowlands. So I'm super stoked about that. It's going to help us. It's only going to help our damage as we're continuing into Dragonflight, and I hope that never changes. And now let's go ahead and talk about the Marksman Hunter only changes on the talent trees. We got 6 or 8 changes so far. I know it's just the alpha, but for those of you that got into the alpha, thank you so much, and keep doing your thing. You guys are doing a great job. So for the first change is that double tap is being moved near the middle of the tree. So currently in its iteration now, double tap is at the very bottom with the likes of Wailing Arrow, a legendary ability, Unerring Vision, the best ability from Azurite, and then Eagle's Talon True Focus, a legendary ability. I don't think it deserves to be down here if you're going to keep the 1 minute cooldown. Now, if you lowered it to 30 seconds or 45 seconds, yeah, it probably moves down the tree a bit. But now it's actually going to move somewhere here in the middle. They haven't said where exactly just yet. Most likely it will replace Death Blow, and then Death Blow will move. Because that's going to be kind of talking about another change, which quick shots has been removed, which is right here. So quick shots is half of what Deadeye is currently in Shadowlands, which I think is a stupid ability that needs to just be thrown out entirely. They split up Deadeye into two points, or excuse me, good lord, 4 points to get the same ability, which is a trash ability, which quick shots. Here you go, it just recharges your aim shot 33% faster when you use a kill shot. Well, get that out of here, you don't need it. I think what they need to do is just remove Deadeye and quick shots entirely. They did half of that. And then just move Death Blow, move Death Blow here, for example, or move Death Blow here and then put double tap there. I think that'll be nice for both PvE and PvP. Double tap is more important in PvP than it is in PvE. However, it is used quite heavily in every single one and is a really nice 1 minute cooldown. Then the next abilities that are going to replace it is either Kill Shot now works with Trick Shots, which that means if you've watched any of my Marksman Hunter guides here in Shadowlands, for AoE, Kill Shot is at the top of the single target to use on cooldown and the very bottom for AoE. So that will help give you some added oomph in your AoE builds if that's what you want to go with, or this other ability, which this is a selection node, much like Explosive Trap and the Intimidation is, and then some number of targets. They haven't quite said yet how many. My guess is 2 or 3. I wouldn't probably put it on any more than that. But however many of those targets hit by your trick shot ricochets will have explosive shot applied to them, which is basically Unity for, it's actually, in my opinion, a better version of Unity for Necrolord Marksman Hunters in Shadowlands, because you could do that every 45 seconds with your Death Chakram with Unity currently in Shadowlands. This is every time you get trick shot ricochets, which is every single freaking pack. When you go into a Mythic Plus, for example, you will be able to put explosive shot on every single pack that whenever you have trick shot ricochets. That sounds a little broken, to be honest with you. I'm most likely this won't be a full version of explosive shot, because otherwise I'm going to be constantly getting ricochet hits out there thanks to volley / double tap. I will be picking that for Mythic Plus if it stays the same, and I really hope it does. One of the I should say, just to double back on that, it just means that the power isn't in your Death Chakram. Death Chakram is still worthwhile to carry, but just means that you get more flexibility. So just getting trick shots will mean, you can get a lot of explosive shots out in your build as well. And you don't have to rely on the 45-second cooldown. You can kind of get explosive shot as you go, and in fact that may mean you don't need to pick explosive shot in the general tree as well. It gives you a nice flexibility, which I always appreciate. We talked about this already. Chimera Shot will be moved towards the top of the tree somewhere. It's going to be Marksman Hunter only. Gives us some nice 2-target cleave in our build, and it honestly will allow us to probably run with Serpent Stalker's Trickery on a 2-target fight, much like we did in the first couple of tiers of this last expansion in Shadowlands, meaning you just dot up both of the bosses and then you just use your Chimera Shot like you would any arcane shots. And then the legacy of the Windrunners has been moved. It's been consolidated from 5 points to 3, which I really appreciate it. It's very hard to get to, honestly. I mean, honestly, Wailing Arrow is too. There's so many points that you need to just get down here that you can't then drop 6 or 5 points, you know, a sixth of your entire tree just to get down here. It's like you have to pick this stuff and then none of this, which I don't really like. So this is a passive ability. I always love passive abilities. So whenever you use your aim shot, you have a chance to coalesce 6 extra wind arrows that will come from behind you and kind of like shoot forward and do damage, and then the guidance will just increase the critical strike chance of those arrows. They haven't said where they're moving it. Most likely going to be an offshoot of some sort from the side. Honestly, even if they just moved it up like this and moved it up to these two, I would be fine with that, because that means quick shot and Deadeye would be gone. I would approve of that. And then last but not least, Rapid Fire's focus regeneration will be part of the baseline ability, as it should be, Blizzard. So right now, to make Rapid Fire really good, you need to spend 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points to make it really worthwhile to what we see in Shadowlands right now. That's not worth it. Literally like 5 points to do like okay stuff. So because of that, improved Rapid Fire is already in the base Rapid Fire ability. Meaning, like, if you want to take Rapid Fire, it's not, you don't have to like spend 1, 2, 3, at least 4 points to make it give you focus. If they're going to make us point in, or put a point in for improved steady shot to get focus in our build at all, that's 2 points that we would have to spend to just make any focus happen in our build. So because of that, you can just go aim shot, improved arcane shot, and then put 1 point in Rapid Fire, and then move this way if you want to, or move down for streamline, lethal shots, surging shots, without having to spend extra talent points to do that, just to do what it does in game right now. That gives you more flexibility, allows you to come over here once and then move towards the middle and even the right side of the tree without going too far out of your way. So thank you guys for checking out this video. Consider subscribing if you haven't already, and be sure and follow me over at Twitch at twitch.tv/MrEggplant. Leave me your feedback down below. What do you think of these changes? And then what are you hoping to see in future builds on the alpha? If you are someone who is in the alpha, again, I said it like 3 times now. Thank you so much. Leave me some feedback down below. Let me know how the alpha feels for you right now as a marksman hunter. And I look forward to talking with you guys very soon. And I'll see you in the next video.